In the last video, I showed you how you can find out how much traffic your website is getting. Typically, the next question people will have, well, what country is my traffic coming from? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to find out in this video right here. To find out what country your traffic is coming from, what you want to do is go over to Audience. As remember, Audience allows you to learn more about the users on your website. Then under Audience, you want to go to Geo, and then go to Location. If we scroll down on this page, you can see we are getting a breakdown of all of our users by country. So in this instance, for the official Google Merchandise Store, we can see that the #1 country sending traffic to this website is indeed the United States, followed by India, Canada, Spain, United Kingdom, Taiwan, Japan, and so on and so on. We can see how many users are coming from this country. We can also see the bounce rate of these users from this country, and for those who don't actually know, the bounce rate is basically an indication of how many people are coming onto your website and bouncing straight back to the search results. A high bounce rate is a good indication that people are not happy with what they are seeing. A low bounce rate is a good indication that these people are indeed happy with the content they are viewing. There isn't any concrete number which you need to work towards, as this is going to change drastically depending on what type of website you operate and depending on what type of content you have out there. However, do try and keep it as low as possible, and you probably could actually carry out some research to find out what the average bounce rate is for your specific industry. In this example, we can see the United States has a bounce rate of 36%, and we can see that India has a bounce rate of 59%. However, we go even higher on South Korea, they have a bounce rate of 66%. So what this tells us is that the majority of users coming from South Korea are not as impressed with our content in comparison to those coming from the US. We can also view how many pages our users view per session on average, which for the US we can see is 6.65. So essentially what that means is that the average person views 6.65 pages on our website before they exit our site. If we compare that to South Korea once again, you can see the average pages per session is only 2.70, which would be 3 pages. So again, this is another clear indication that our website resonates better with people in the US in comparison to South Korea. You can also see the revenue generated per country as well if you have e-commerce and goal tracking set up, but essentially hopefully this gives you a really good idea into exactly how you can use these countries to understand who your most valuable audience is. If you'd like to get more detail on these countries, then what you can actually do is click into any of them in the first menu. For example, if I go into the United States, what it's going to do is give me a breakdown of all of this data by state or city for that country. And then once again, you can do exactly the same process, review all of the data and pull out really important insights. For example, I can already see that the bounce rate for Washington, which is number 5, is only 24.77%, so roughly 25%. But the bounce rate for Florida, another state, number 4, is almost double that, 44.68%. So what does this tell me as a business? Well, it tells me that people in Washington are liking my content more than ones in Florida. And I can also see from the revenue that Washington has actually generated $2,000 in sales, or $2,354 to be specific, and Florida has only generated $1,000. So this state in particular is worth more to my business, and as a result, if I wanted to grow my business and carry out more marketing activities, then Washington is going to be a really good state to target in comparison to Florida. So hopefully that gives you an idea of exactly how you can use this data in the real world. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.